So let me tell you a little bit about Santa Barbara County. And I know I'm biased, but Santa Barbara County is really one of the most beautiful counties in California, or in the world for that matter. It's located right on the central coast of California, about a third of the way up from Los Angeles, in between San Francisco. And we have a very Mediterranean climate. It is a very diverse county. The south part is considered to be well known for tourism, and a lot of people retire and move there. We have a beautiful community called Montecito there, which is kind of like our Beverly Hills. And then the north of the county is more agricultural. We have, between the county, we have UC Santa Barbara, a four-year university in the south. And then we also have Westmont College, another four-year college. And we have a couple of community colleges, one each in the north and the south. We have a federal penitentiary in the north. We have Vandenberg Space Force Base in the north, which is the westernmost part of the United States from which they launch many missiles. And it's interesting because people think of Santa Barbara and they think of it as the American Riviera, and that we're a very wealthy county. And the reality is there is some truth to that in some areas of Santa Barbara, but there's a lot of areas of Santa Barbara where that wealth does not exist, and indeed quite a bit of poverty exists. And so we struggle with the same kinds of problems and issues that every county does. But we have been, I think, very, very adept at working together in our communities to address some of the serious problems that sheriffs all across the nation are trying to work on. I think I'm most proud of what we've accomplished in the area of mental health and addressing mental illness in our community. I'm privileged to serve as a commissioner on our state's Mental Health Services Oversight and Accountability Commission, and got the chance to work for just over a year looking at how people in other parts of the United States were working to keep mentally ill people out of the criminal justice system. And we traveled all across the nation. We looked at model programs in different parts of America, and we came back and we wrote a report called Together We Can. And it talks about how no single agency, no single entity or person really has enough resources to be able to address this very vexing and complex problem. But together, we can do it. We can pool resources, we can pool budgets, we can bring in expertise from different areas. And in Santa Barbara County, I think we've been a model for doing that. And the flagship program that we have is called our co-response team, where we pair up a sheriff's deputy with a mental health clinician, and they respond to 911 calls that involve mentally ill people who are in crisis. And it has been a tremendous success. We had just our teams last year. We have three of them with county deputy sheriffs that work with members of our behavioral wellness department, clinicians. And just last year, they responded to over 1,600 calls for service. And out of those 1,600 calls, only 11 of them resulted in an arrest being made and someone brought to the jail. So to me, that's a huge success. We're keeping mentally ill people out of jail where they don't fit in well, and it's not good for them and it's not good for the jail. And we're getting people services that they need in the community instead. And very, very proud of that collaboration and that partnership. I knew I wanted to be a cop ever since the age of 16. I took a class in high school called Police Role in Government. It was taught by a Los Angeles police officer. And it introduced me to the role that law enforcement plays in our society. And at the same time, there was a television show called Adam 12 that was on, and was a show that really depicted two law enforcement officers that worked together, one a senior guy and another a rookie, and how they worked together. And it showed really, I think, the goodness and the nobleness of this profession that I have chosen and that I've dedicated my life's work to. And I still look forward to coming to work every single day, knowing that we make a difference in our community. Sometimes in a small way, sometimes in a very big way, but we make a difference every single day. And I always tell people, if you're considering a career, this career, despite all the challenges, despite all the problems, despite all the criticism and the issues that have come up here recently, the reality is the majority of people who enter law enforcement do so because they want to serve others. And it is the most rewarding, personally, profession that I could think of getting into, and I would strongly encourage people to really give it some consideration.